Hello, so today I wanted to walk you through my process of getting ready for a market or craft fair. This is a video I've already posted, but looking back at it, the sound is terrible, but I think it has some good info in it, so I wanted to redo it. My prep for a market usually begins the day before. I bring out everything and go through my stuff to make sure I have enough stock for the event, as well as organize everything I need for the market. When I'm getting ready here, it's been quite a few months since my last market, so I'm going through everything and completely reorganizing it. I sell cards, stickers, and prints, so I usually have stock set aside from the stock I use for online orders. This just makes it a lot easier to prepare for markets, but I still have to go through and make sure I have enough of each item. So to start off with some tips, I would recommend having your stock and displays in some sort of rolling bag or box. I use a suitcase as that is what I already had, but a lot of people use those foldable wagons or dollies as well. I've made a list here of some of the basic things you'll need for a market. I think this is a good list to start off with if you haven't done an event before. The first thing you're going to need is some stock. Try to think of the size of the market you'll be attending and how many guests are meant to attend. If you've done markets before, it'll be easier to estimate, but try to bring a good amount. You don't want to go overboard and cart a bunch of stock to the market and back, but you also want to have enough stock that you're not running out and missing out on sales. The next thing you're going to need is a cash box. I got this one for pretty cheap, but you can also use a small box, a fanny pack, or a zippered pouch. The next thing you're going to need is a Square or some sort of payment system for cards and digital payment. Most sellers at markets seem to use Square. I don't think I've seen anyone use anything else. This little one was free, but there's also a $50 one that allows for more payment options, and you're also able to use tap cards with that one. You'll also need a fully charged phone to use the Square with. You can use an iPad or tablet as well, but a lot of places don't have Wi-Fi, or this Wi-Fi is super slow with everyone trying to use it at once, so a phone is the best thing to have. A portable charger or charging cord is good to have as well, depending where you are. Some places have electricity, some do not. For your display, the first thing you're going to want to have is a tablecloth. A lot of the tables you are given are not that nice looking, so it's good to have a tablecloth to cover that, especially one that matches your display. You're also going to need some fixtures to display your items on. Think things like shelves, crates, hangers, and anything like that. And some signs and price lists to advertise your business as well and let customers know the prices of things. Business cards or thank you cards are also good to have to give out to customers to let them know where they can find your business online and on social media. Also bring bags and packaging to put your items in when you sell them. You can use recycled bags or just buy some small paper bags. I got these ones from a packaging store near my house. They are pretty affordable and fit my cards perfectly. I also bring a notepad and pen to make any notes if needed. It's good to have for anything like that. I also use this to write down or draw out any ideas I have while I'm working at a market. Another good thing to have are things like tape, string, and scissors. These will come in handy when you're setting up your display and if there's anything that needs to be fixed or hung up after that. The last thing I would suggest you bring is some food and water. I think every event I've sold at has some sort of food truck or booth there, but those places are often expensive and it can be hard to get away from your booth if it gets busy. So these are just my suggestions of the basics of what most people will need when selling at a market. Most markets will also send you an email letting you know what will be provided and what you will need for the event, so I definitely recommend checking that out to see the specifics, as sometimes you will need to bring your own table, chair, tent, that type of thing. On the actual day of the market, I would try to get there early, especially if you're new to the market and don't know how it's set up. If you haven't done markets before, do a quick setup of your display at home to make sure everything fits together, and time yourself to estimate about how long it'll take to set up. If you can, bring a friend or someone to help you set up and keep you company when you sell. It's also good to have someone there to help you with nerves. I know I was super nervous at my first market, and having someone there really helped. I was honestly so nervous at the first event, I thought I was going to throw up until someone bought something. But there's really no reason to be nervous. In my experience, everyone at those events is super nice. There are also a lot of reasons you may not sell something. It could be a slow day, there could be a lot of people at the event who are there to just look at items. You could have your prices too high, or your items could just not fit the market. There are still times when I have slow days or barely break even for the cost of the market. Also, make sure you talk to people who are working at the market alongside you. I've met some of the nicest people at these events. It's a good way to learn from others and get tips on upcoming markets. It's also always good to have someone to watch your booth when you need a bathroom break or to go get something to eat. In terms of selling, I would say to make sure you're friendly and talk to people. It definitely does make a difference in terms of sales. Don't be too pushy or go too hard on the sale, as a lot of people are there just to look and no one likes being pressured into buying something. So that's about it on my tips for markets today. Let me know if there's anything you have questions about and I will do my best to answer. I'm not an expert at markets, but I have been doing them for about 4 years now, so I have a pretty good idea of what goes on at them. But that's all for today. Hope you have a lovely day and thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.